Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible? Just a minute. I'll just get back. So we discussed in the last lecture about pointer to an array, a 1D array basically. Uh, then we revised 2D arrays, and then we saw the relationship between pointers and 2D arrays. Okay. So today we will see more in detail what pointers and 2D arrays, how we can relate them together. And we'll also see another concept, that is a pointer to a pointer. Okay. So this, I hope you remember this layout which I had shown in the last lecture. This is our array A. It's a 2D array A, which comprises of 9 elements. Okay, it's an array, 2D array. So 3 rows and 3 columns. So each of these is a 1D array. Okay. So now I told you that you have to imagine a 2D array as an array of arrays. I hope I am audible. Am I audible? Okay. So a 2D array is an array of arrays. So you also, each of these arrays is the one row of the matrix, right? So that matrix that you have, row wise, it is stored one after the other. So you can consider this entire thing as one whole big array, which is the 2D array. You remember I had shown about the parent-child relationship. So this is your 2D array. And inside the 2D array, I have multiple 1D arrays, one after the other, which are stored one after the other. Okay. So now if A is my array, the name of this first array is A of 1, and the name of this third array is A of 2. So these three 1D arrays, first is A of 0, the second is A of 1, and the third is A of 2. These are the names. You should remember this. So whenever you have a 2D array, then its elements are all 1D arrays, and they are indexed starting from the 0th memory location. So 0 indexing as usual. So 0, 1 and 2. There are 3 rows, right, in the array. So there are three elements, a of 0, a of 1 and a of 2. So now if you write something like star int star p equal to a, this will throw an error because a will return a pointer to a 1D array of integers. So when I write the expression a, only a, this expression actually returns a pointer to a 1D array of 3 integers. Why? Because a is the array name. Everyone agrees that a is the array name of this 2D array. A is the array name, right, of the 2D array. So when I write the array name as it is, what should it return? What does that expression mean? It means the address of the first element of that array. Yes or no? It means the address of the first element of that array. And what is the address of the first element of this array? First of all, what is the first element of this array? Can anyone tell me on the chat? What is the first element of this array A? What is the first element? No. When I say A is my array, what is the first? I just mentioned. When I say A is my 2D array, what is the first? Okay, first element is A of 0, 0, I agree. But when I told about this hierarchy in terms of 1D arrays, what is the first element? Can you tell now? It is the first 1D array. Yes, exactly, Samay. It is Samay is right. A of 0. It is the first 1D array. A's first element, this 2D array A, this array's first element is the first 1D array. Okay. So when I write this expression A, it means address of the first element of this array. What will that be? It will be address of A of 0. Yes or no? Yes or no? Address of the first element of the array means address of the first 1D array. Right? So when I write this expression, I am left with this. Now when I say address of A of 0, A of 0 is not a single element. It's not an integer. It is this entire array. That means address of A of 0, this expression means address of this entire array. Okay. So what is the type of this address? The type, what type can contain this, what type of variable can contain this address? A pointer to an array. Okay. Because this address is an array's address. It is not an integer's address. So you need a pointer to an integer array. A pointer to an integer array. Okay. So when are you with me? Address of A of 0 is not a single element. It is not this. Address of A of 0 is the entire array. So address of A of 0 means it is the entire array's address. So what type of variable can hold this? A single star p integer pointer cannot hold it. An integer pointer can only hold an integer's address. Okay. So for it to hold the entire array's address, the type of this type has to be this. Can you see this? The type has to be int star of p of 3. Right? Because you need a pointer to an integer to point to a 1D array, because this actually this is nothing but a 1D array's address. Agree with me? This is a 1D array's address. Do you agree with me? This expression address of A of 0 is a 1D array's address. Okay, and to contain a 1D array's address, you cannot have a simple pointer to an int. You need a pointer to an array. You need a pointer to an integer array, okay, of that size. Okay, the size, you know, it is 3, right? There are 3 elements in there are 3 elements in each array, each of these 1D arrays. So that is why the correct size is 3. Okay, so you should understand this first. To understand the relationship between pointers and 2D arrays, this concept is very, 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 very important. Once you understand this concept, you will understand all the expressions that we had seen last time. Any doubt so far, please write on the chat. Anyone has any doubt? Okay. So let us see the expressions. Let us revise those expressions again, what I meant by those expressions, because I went a bit quickly last time. So we will see one by one. Okay. So all of us agree that A, the array name A, the 2D array name A is nothing but address of the first element of the array, and the first element is A of 0, right? Now, if the first element is A of 0, it is an entire array. What did I tell you about the array's address? What is an array's address? It is always the address of the first byte's address. It is always the address of the first element's address. Okay. So, if I go back to this, this is my array A of 0. Okay. This is my array A of 0. And I have got this expression address of A of 0, right? I've got address of A of 0. Now this address of A of 0 means this array's address. Okay, an array's address by default is always the address of the first element of that array. Okay, so the value you will get for that address, you will get as 1000. But the type of that address is not a normal integer's address, but it is an array's address. That concept is important. So when I say, so I'll get 1000 only. The answer for this is 1000. But remember, the type of address of A of 0 and address of A of 00, the type are different. One is a normal integer address, and second is a integer array address. First is a normal integer address of A of 00, this one. When I write address of A of 00, it means it is this integer's address, single integer's address. And when I write address of A of 0, this one, it means it is, what is the type? It is an integer array's address, remember. Okay. So when I write the second, after this, when I write star of A, if I try to dereference it, what will I get? I will get A of 0. Okay. Why will I get A of 0? Because star and address of these will get cancelled out. Okay. Star of A is nothing but star of address of A of 0. So star and address of will get cancelled off, and you will get A of 0. Once you get A of 0, what is A of 0? A of 0 is nothing but the name of the first 1D array. It is a name or no? It is a name. Yes or no? It is the name of the first 1D array. It is the name of the first 1D array, yes or no? Are you there or you? Okay. So, what is array name as it is written as it is? It is address of the first location of that array. Array name written as it is means address of the first location of that array. And what is the address of the first location of this array? It is, how will you represent it? Address of A of 00, it is nothing but an integer, address of an integer. Going back to this diagram, this is my entire array A of 0. I have written this array name as it is. Array name written as it is means address of the first element of that array. That means address of A of 0. This one's address. Okay. For understanding more clearly, I will just come here, take you here. I will write some expression. Address of A of 0. A of 0 is my integer array. Suppose A of 0 had another name B. A of 0 is, I'm giving an alias here, alias here. It is B. A of 0 is B. What is then? This expression will become address of B. I'm sorry. I want only this. Yeah. A of 0. A of 0 is the name of the array. Instead of A of 0, I will just call it B. Let me call it B. Okay. What is this B? B is an array name. When I write the array name as it is, what is the meaning of that? Nothing but address of B of 0. I can write this as address of B of 0. Agree? Samay, let A of 0 be B. Let me call it B instead of A of 0. To avoid the confusion, let me call it B. Am I audible, Samay? Okay. So, if I write this expression B, B is nothing but an array name now for me. B is an array name, yes or no? When I have an array name written as it is, it means address of the first element of the array. Right? It means address of the first element of the array. So I can write it as address of B of 0 now, because I just forget about A of 0 and all that. I am only talking in terms of B. B means address of B of 0, first element of this array B. Okay. Now if I replace this B with my original A of 0, what do I get? What do I get? It is nothing but address of A of 0 of 0. Is this clear? I am replacing B back with A of 0. Is this clear? Okay. So that is how you can see it. So if you are confused, you have to replace these arrays A of 0, A of 1 with some other variable. Then you will be able to understand it. Okay, so just replace it. But you should know that A has 3 elements which are 1D arrays, and they are called A of 0, A of 1, A of 2. They are called with this name. You should know that. So that you can replace again and again. You can just use aliases and you can replace. Okay. Next expression. So star A became A of 0, and then A of 0 became this expression. I hope everyone has got this. So this expression was again 1000. Okay. So address of the first of a block is the address of the first byte of the block. So we know this, that if you consider this as a block, I want to know this block's address. I already told you what is address of A of 0. A of 0, consider this is a block, right? Block of addresses. What is the address of this block? It is always by default the first byte of the block. Although the integer, if it is an array of integers, each integer is occupying 4 bytes in memory. Okay, so 1000, 1001, 1002, 1003. 5 is spreading over 4 memory locations, but the address returned will be 1000, the first byte. Okay. Now, again going back to let us see those expressions. What will be the value of A plus 1? Can you figure this out? If you can write this on your, just scribble this out on your pen and paper. A plus 1. A is what? What is A? A is a 2D array. What you can write A as? Let us go back to this screen. Okay. The expression asked is A plus 1. Right? Expression asked is A plus 1. What is the answer to this expression, right? So A plus 1. What is A? A is my 2D array. Okay. Array name as it is, what is it? Address of the first element of the array. So this is nothing but address of first element of array A is nothing but A of 0. Okay. Plus 1. Everyone has got this expression. From this expression, everyone gets this expression clearly. Okay. Some of you are guessing the answer. That's good. Let's see what the answer is. So everyone has got this expression. From here, this expression, we have moved on to this expression, right? Now what we will do is, we will try to just get further down to understand what the actual address is. Again, address of A of 0. Can I put a B instead of A of 0? Yes. So what I will do? Okay. Address of B plus 1. Okay. Now what is this B? B is an integer array, 1D array of integers, right? What is the address of this? So it's a block. It's a block of addresses. Okay. It's a block. So what is the address of this block? The address of the first element. The address of this block is the address of the first element of the block. And what is that? It is 1000. Okay. Address of A of 0 or address of B is nothing but it is 1000. Okay. Now the trick here is you are adding 1 to it. Okay. You are adding an integer to a memory address. Okay. But you should notice always remember one thing. Whenever you are adding 1 to an address, it increments the address by those many bytes, which is equal to the size of this address. Okay, the size of this. So if it were an integer, suppose B is an integer, so if I add 1 to an integer's address, then it will increase by 4 bytes because one integer is occupying 4 bytes in memory. So 1 into 4, that kind of a mathematical operation will be performed. 1 into 4. So 1000 plus 4 you will get. But now in this case, B is not a normal integer's address. It is an array. It is the address of an integer array. Yes or no? It is the address of an integer array. It is address of A of 0, which is nothing but an entire array is address. What is the size of this array now? What is the size of this array A of 0? Going back to this is A of 0, right? What is the size? There are 3 elements, 3 into 4, 12 bytes. Everyone agrees the size of array A of 0 is 12 bytes. Yes, you're getting there. So it's 12 bytes. So you need to add 1 into 12 to it. Okay. So the answer to this expression will be 1012. The answer to this expression will be 1012. So remember, whenever you are adding an integer to a memory address, you have to see what type of address it is. Whether the address is of type int star or it is of type int star p of 3, int star of 3. Okay. Accordingly, the calculations will change. Okay. So now where you are actually pointing to 1012, which is nothing but the next row, right? You are moving 1 row ahead. So simply you are jumping by 1 array only. So address of A of 0 plus 1 is jumping to the next array in line. So this I had shown in the last lecture when I talked about 1D array, pointer to a 1D array. So when I add 1 to it, directly I go to this memory location, right? I go to this, I jump here. I will not jump here, but I will jump here. So that is what is happening. Earlier in that case, there was no valid array there because it was a single dimensional array, but now it's a 2-dimensional array. So below this array also there is one more array. So that is why you are reaching a valid address. Okay. I hope you have got this. I hope people have got this. Any doubts so far? So the answer is 1012. Siddhant and Swaraj and whoever have not guessed it right. Have you got it now? Okay. Right. Remember that this can also be written as address of A of 1. You can just add the 1 here. Right, no? Because this array is nothing but the next element of the bigger array. The next 1D array, the second row. So this expression is equivalent to this expression. This expression A plus 1 is the same as address of A of 1. They are equivalent. Okay? And it's not necessary that you remember everything. You can always derive it. Once you know the concept, you can always derive this quickly. Okay. Next question is, what is star of A plus 1? Now come on, I want some of you to guess it. Please write it down and in this fashion that I wrote. Just write it down. So what we have done is star of A plus 1 we want. I want the answer from you guys now. In this fashion only try to get what the answer is. Right, this is the question, star of A plus 1. Come on, 2 minutes I am giving. Let us just scribble it out somewhere and tell me what the answer is. Come on, let's see who answers first. You can use the above expression and get the answer. You want to see the array element? Okay. See the array element. Okay, let me see. Okay, let us all of you please check whether the answers are correct. So star of A plus 1 is the same as star of address of A of 1. Everyone agrees to this? Address of A plus 1 is nothing but address of A of 1, right? Using the last PPT, I just showed that to you. Okay. Everyone agrees to this? Yes. So this expression means star and address of these will get cancelled out. Yes, this will get cancelled out. You will be remaining with this expression A of 1. And what is this A of 1? Is it a single element? It is what is it? Is it an address? What type of address it is? It is an array name. Yes or no? It is an array name. Which array? The second row. Right? It is an array name A of 1. What is array name? Written as it is. What does it mean? It means address of the first element of the array. Okay. If this were B, so it will be address of B of 0. And if I replace it back with A of 1, I'll get address of A of 1 of 0. Yes or no? So I am getting a single integer's address here. I am getting a single integer's address. Okay. So understand the difference between this and this. So what is the address, by the way? The answer is 1012. But what is the difference between this and this? This expression and this expression? The first expression is giving me the address of the entire array, second 1D array. And the second expression is giving me the address of the first element of the 1D array. Yes, 1012 is the answer. The second expression will give me okay. First expression will give me the address of the entire 1D array. It is giving the address of the entire array. The type of that address is what? It is star P of 3. Star of 3, right? It's an integer array's address. And second expression type is address of a single integer. So if you add 1 to it, if you add 1 to this, you will go one array ahead. You will go to the next array, third array. But if you add 1 to this, where will you go? If you add 1 to this, where will you go? This address. Where will you go? In the same array, you will go to the next integer, because this means one integer's address. That is the difference. That's the beauty of this pointers and 2D arrays, arithmetic. Yes, it will go to 1016 if I do 1 to this. Okay. Now, with this background, you should be able to answer this question. Come on, quickly. Star of A plus 1, the whole plus 2. Star of A plus 1 whole, A plus 1 whole bracket star plus 2. Come on, I am waiting for answers. Very good. 1020. That means, is it the address of the third element of the second array? It has moved 2 ahead. That means it is the first address of the first element of the third array. Yes or no? Third, or it becomes the address of the first element of the third array. 1020 is correct. Yes. Very good. Okay. Plus 2. Sorry, it was not plus 3. So it was plus 2. So it will be the address of the third element of the second array. Correct. I was correct. Right. 1020 is the correct answer. Okay. The mathematics for you. Address of using the first expression, we can get this. This we are replacing with this. Okay. This star of A plus 1, we are replacing with this. We are adding 2 to it. Adding 2 to what? Adding 2 to a single integer. That means you add 2 more integers at memory. Size of this is 4 bytes. So 2 into 4 you will add 8. Correct. So you get 1020. Now this expression. Come on. This expression is a little different. Come on. star of star a plus 1. Come on, quickly derive this. Let's see who gives me the answer. 6, you're saying? Okay. Others are still calculating. Is it 6? Everyone agrees? Don't copy from others, huh? You think and answer. Vinayak says 3. Can you go back to the question? Okay. Star of star a plus 1. This is the question, and you can see the array to understand what is the answer. This is the array. You just note down the array first. 5, 2, 1, 6, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Come on, let's see. Any new answers? Let me see. 2, 6 or 3. Element at the address of 1004. Somebody says. Okay. So let's see the answer quickly. So lots of mathematical calculations. So star of A is nothing but star of address of A of 0. Okay. Star of address of A of 0 plus 1. They get cancelled out. So star of A is nothing but A of 0. Okay. Star of A of 0 plus 1. What is A of 0? Array name. Array name is nothing but address of the first element of the array. So address of the first element plus 1. Address of the first element plus 1. This address will be the address of the second element of the first array, which is correct, 1004, because one integer, you are incrementing by one integer, and there's a star outside, right? There's a dereferencing operator outside the bracket. Okay, so this is correct. If you have got this, you will get 1004, and 1004, if you dereference it, okay, you will get if you dereference that address, or if you use this kind of dereferencing, you will get the answer to be 2. Okay, so you will get the answer to be 2. So the correct answer is 2. Okay, so it is not 6 or 3, it is 2. So you have to be really careful with this. Only thing is, you should remember two things. One is array, 2D array is a is an array of 1D arrays. Okay, so one after the other 1D arrays. The elements are 1D arrays. So A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3, depending on how many rows you have. It is row wise. Okay. Second thing, once you know that, you should know when you add 1 or 2 or 3 to an address. Whenever you add something to an address, you have to see you are adding that to what type of address, whether it is an single integer's address or whether it is an entire array's address, integer array's address. If it is an integer array's address, if you add 1 to it, you will multiply it by the size of that entire array. If you are adding 1 to an integer's address, then you will add multiply 1 with that entire with the size of the integer. That is the difference. If you understand this difference, you should be able to solve these any kind of expression which is involving 2D arrays. Okay. Similarly, this concept can also be extended to other dimensional arrays like 3D arrays, 4D arrays, and so on, because 3D array is an array of 2D arrays. And 2D arrays in turn are arrays of 1D arrays. Okay, so it is recursive, right? Although we are not going as far as the syllabus is concerned, we just stick ourselves up to 2D arrays. We don't go further for 3D or 4D arrays. We don't go for n-dimensional arrays. We stick ourselves to 2D arrays only. So if you understand this, it is enough. If still you have doubts, you can you need to just work these expressions out. Okay. Once you have worked these expressions out, I think you should understand. So that is all about 2D arrays and pointers. Okay. And this is a generic expression again. When I say A of I of j, A of ij, it is the same as star of A of I plus j. Okay. And it is the same as star of A plus I plus j. Okay. All these expressions are actually equivalent. So when we did the matrix multiplication program, we used this, if you remember, star of A plus I plus j. So basically, what is this I? It is a row number, j is a column number. Okay. So if you want to reach an element, it is star of A plus I. I is the row number. And when you do plus j, you will reach that element, jth element in that row, right? As we saw in these examples, you will reach the jth element in that row. So this will be the address of that jth element. This expression which is there inside the bracket, it will be the address of the jth element in ith row. Okay. And if you dereference that address, you will get the value at that address. As simple as that. So star of star will always give you a value when you talk about 2D arrays. Okay. But what value, that you have to calculate in this fashion. So if you can't remember this, it's okay. You can always work your way around with this. Okay. But you should know that this, in fact, in the last lecture slides also, I have written all this. What is a row column relationship? So you will understand. Okay. Next concept is pointer to a pointer. So if you want to store a pointer's address into some variable, so usually what we are doing is we are storing an array's address, we are storing a variable's address, okay, all that we have seen. But what if you want to store the pointer's address itself? Can you have a normal pointer store the address of another pointer? The answer is a yes, but it is a pointer to a pointer. It is not a single dimensional pointer, it is a two-dimensional pointer. Okay, it is a pointer to a pointer. So I will just go just the basic concept you have. We will just see pointer to a pointer. So basically, this program will demonstrate pointer to a pointer. So this is a normal pointer to an integer. This star q is a pointer to an integer. So this pointer to a pointer. Star means pointer to a pointer. And star means pointer to a pointer to a pointer. Okay. So this single star will give me a pointer to whatever data type. Double star will give me pointer to a pointer to an int. Okay. And triple star will give me pointer to a pointer to an int. Okay. It means that. That means this star p can hold an integer's address. Star q can hold this pointer's address. It can hold this pointer's address. And triple star r can hold q's address. Okay. It has to follow the hierarchy. This can hold a normal integer's address. Single star. Double star can hold single star's address. Triple star can hold double star's address, and so on. So this is nothing but a pointer to a pointer concept. So there are a lot of indirections here. So one holds the address of another. Then there's one more yet another variable which is holding this variable's address, and so on. So there are a lot of indirections. Indirectly, you can actually get A's value via R. Via R, the beauty of this concept is you can get A's value via R. Okay. So P is equal to address of A. This is valid. This is a valid expression. Q can hold only another pointer's address which is one dimensional. So this is one dimensional means one star. Okay. And R can hold or two stars address, a pointer to a pointer's address. Okay, so once you do, you use a normal address of operator only for all of these assignments. Only thing is this, you have to be careful. I cannot have another something like this. I cannot have a star. What do I have? Star K. I cannot say this kind of an assignment. K is equal to address of P. This is invalid. Why? Because the type of this and type of this is same. This has to be a higher type. The type of K has to be star star. Otherwise, it cannot hold this address, P's address. So, in order that K holds P's address, it should be a star star, double star. Okay. So, I'll just comment this. This is not correct. Once I do this, I can just use my stars, my dereferences, to print each of the values. So, if I do star P, what do I expect? I expect A, right? Star P will be star of address of A, which will be 5. This will print A. What will star Q print? We can write it, we can derive it. Star Q will be nothing but star of, you will replace Q with address of P. Star of address of P. So it will get cancelled out, which is nothing but P. What is P? P is pointer. P is storing an address. So P will print out an address. Whose address? It will print out A's address. Okay. This expression will print out A's address. Now, if I write star R, what will this print? Star R will be star of address of Q. If you can just go here, and I'm just substituting. This is just substitution. I'm substituting R with address of Q. So star of address of Q, which is nothing but Q. Once I do this, what is the next? Star of Q. Okay, so Q is going to give me P's address. What will Q print? It is going to print P's address. So the answer will be address of P. I'll just write it so you will understand. The answer should be address of A here. Answer should be address of A. Here it should be address of P. And answer here should be, it is now see the expression star Q. What is star Q? Star Q is star of star Q you will replace with Q you will replace with address of P. Q you are replacing with address of P. Now this inner, so what you will do, this and this will get cancelled out. So it will be equal to star of P. Okay. What is star of P? Again P you replace. P can you replace? Yes, you can replace with address of A. So this is nothing but star of address of A, which is nothing but A. So the answer you will get as A here. So the value will be A, A's value, whatever it is, 5. Similarly, star of R will give me star of what is R? What is R? R is address of Q. R is nothing but address of Q. This and this will get cancelled out. Okay. So it will be star of Q. What is Q actually? Q is nothing but address of P is equal to star of address of P. So which is nothing but P. And what is P? P is nothing but address of A. So the answer here will be an address. So that is what I have done here. Whenever it is value, I have put a %d. It's an integer value. Whenever it is address, I have put %p. Okay, this is a %p. This is a value again. This is a value. So I have put a %d. Again, this is a pointer, address. So I have put a %p. What will be star R? What will be the value of star R? Can you tell me? Yes. The answer should be 5. Okay. So this is about pointer to a pointer. Okay. Now what you can do is, using this pointer to pointer, I can change the value. So star R equal to 7. If I write this expression, what will be the change? What is this expression doing? this expression actually is changing the value of A through R. Yes or no? This expression is equivalent to A equal to 7. Yes or no? Yes. It is equivalent to A is equal to 7. So using this double indirection, you can change the value of the original variable also, writing the appropriate expression. Okay. So this actually is about pointer to a pointer, and with this we end our syllabus from my side. Okay, a lot of concepts we covered. With pointers also, there are still many topics which are not there in our syllabus, but whatever we have done uh, gives a great detail of exposure to pointers, and you can go ahead with this if you are working on C or C++ in pointers ahead. Then also structures we have completed. So that's all from my side. Thanks for watching the lectures patiently. Thanks for asking questions so that I am also involved. Thanks for being a good class, and all the best to you. Okay. If you want any, let's see when the let's see if anything related to ESC comes. Then we will again maybe meet once, or I'll send some practice problems. Let's wait for some notice from the higher authorities. Okay. So one more thing is attendance for today. I'll just stop sharing my screen. Attendance link I'm giving. Please fill the attendance link. Sorry. Now I've changed it. So 20 marks actually, 20 marks we have to cover from your lab. From lab point of view, we have 80 plus 20, 100 marks. So 100 marks we have to cover. So 20 marks, we will decide some online, whatever related to the lab only experiments, maybe we will ask you to code, and we will take a quiz on that. So some kind of online activity will give you. So that is, yeah, that online activity is basically coding, and coding the lab experiments only some problem statement will be thrown to you, because 20 marks we have to conduct as the evaluation. They are remaining from the lab point of view, from SPA lab point of view. So that will be covered. Plus there will be some quiz on based on the lab experiments only. So like you had MCQs for the individual experiments, you will have an overall MCQ test for that. Okay.